Hey guys, long time no chat. It's been a little while since I've done one of these like sit down and get ready with me videos, like really chatty style. So I figured let's do one today, and I think you guys are also due for like life updates since it's been a really long time since I gave you guys any sort of like, I guess, update on my life or vlogs. There are many vlogs coming your way. I have a kind of a day in the life of a stay-at-home, work from home mom vlog coming up, so stay tuned for that. And we're also going back to Ottawa this weekend, so you guys will also get to see that as well. But today I'm going to essentially be filming a ton of YouTube videos and stocking up all my content for the next couple of weeks, because we are going to be gone from Ottawa the entire next week, bringing Harrison over the very first time. Super exciting. And then when we come back, I have a lot of like wedding planning details to finish up. So yeah, you guys are going to be joining me today on this kind of like get ready with me chatty style, and we're just gonna talk a little bit as to what's been happening in my life, what's been going on, what I want to update you guys on, and yeah, that's essentially it. So I'm just applying my primer first because, like I said, full face of makeup today to do since we're gonna be filming lots of YouTube videos. So if you guys have been watching and following along, I recently had a baby. So exciting. I can't believe he's 4 months old now. 4 months have like really flown by. Wow, I didn't realize it's been 4 months. Well, I mean, I realized it's been 4 months, but I didn't realize it's actually been that long. Super exciting. Some of you have asked. I have not posted his delivery story yet. There's just so much involved in that I wanted to make sure that I did the video right. So even though you've already heard me talk a lot about him, and I said I was going to announce his name in that video, but it's been, like I said, 4 months now. Essentially at this point it's going to be kind of like a video recounting what happened and just like sharing our story. But his name is Harrison. Let's just get it out of the room here. I tried to, for as long as I could, like hold off and saying his name in my videos because I was thinking I would get the delivery story up, but that video in itself is proving to take a while for me to edit. So I was avoiding it for a while, but now I think it's way too long. It feels a little bit weird to constantly withhold his name, so I'm gonna stop. Anyway, so I had a baby. The breastfeeding journey was wild. He had a tongue tie. We had to get his tongue tie released, which is where they like snip that little piece of skin underneath your tongue there. I think it hurt me more than it hurt him, just like watching him get it done. I think like as a mother you just don't want to have to go through that, and how your kids go through pain. I don't know, it was just more painful for me to watch it. And then he had a fever actually back in January, about a month and a half after we had him, and we had to bring him into the hospital for about four to 5 days or so. Turns out he has reflux in his kidneys, where the urine from his bladder goes back up to his kidneys every time he pees. So he ended up getting a UTI because there's an infection there, and he's actually now on antibiotics for the next year to prevent any potential infections, as we watch and observe his kidneys and bladder to make sure it's progressing properly and that all the valves that need to grow in there are growing in. Be right back. I'm just gonna wash my hands, get all this foundation off of it. Okay, I'm back now. So yes, he has been kind of like in and out of the hospital. We've been monitoring him to see how his condition is, just to kind of like make sure it doesn't progress and get any worse, because the last thing that we want is to have any like kidney damage for him. As a first-time parent, again, it's kind of stressful to watch all of these like health issues arise with your child, because you just kind of feel really helpless and you can't do anything, and you're at the mercy of like the doctors and like everything they do, and you just hope that they can help your kid feel better. It's a whole new experience for me for sure. I'm used to taking care of myself and Peter and Kobe, but now it's totally different when you have your own baby to take care of. It's just very surreal. Anyways, he's doing fine now. He's not sick anymore. We just have him constantly going in for checkups to make sure he's doing okay. We just had a checkup for him earlier this week, and they did like a kidney scan with some dyes, and we have an appointment tomorrow actually to go back for his urologist that's going to be following him for the next year, to kind of like give us an update after they've read through all the scans and just to let us know what's going on with him. But yeah, that's essentially how things have been going with him. He's good so far. He just learned how to roll from his back to his tummy yesterday, which was really sweet. I'll insert a little clip here of him doing it. It was so adorable. I'm so proud of my little guy. He has been a trooper through everything and developing really well. He's holding his head up quite decently on his own now without requiring additional support from us. He can't do it permanently all the time just quite yet, so we're still kind of like monitoring him and making sure he's okay so that he doesn't hurt himself. But besides that, he's progressing quite well. He's already had his first round of vaccines at 2 months. He has the next round mid-April. Well, that's about like 4.5 months or so. That's gonna be very exciting. But all in all, he's doing great, and I'm really proud of his overall progression as he's been developing. So enough about Harrison. I want to chat a little bit about postpartum recovery, how I've been doing, because I did promise I would keep you guys updated on that and how things are going. So as you guys know, I had a C-section. It took me, I would say, probably like a whole month and a half at minimum, almost maybe up to 2 months, to feel like fully back to myself. It took a long time to heal, and I like congratulate everybody who has a C-section, because that is not an easy surgery to heal from. Like, your entire bottom half of your body, well, your torso is like essentially out of commission. You can't do anything. So Peter has been phenomenal at supporting me and like helping me get things done around the house during those first 2 months when it was really hard for me to like move and get anything done. So I really appreciate him. He has been such a sweetheart and like a major supporter, and like I couldn't thank him anymore. He's been such a great husband and an amazing father. It has been so sweet to literally watch him interact, take care of Harrison, and just like be a dad. I never thought that I could fall more in love with him, but I guess I did after watching him become a dad. So it's been quite amazing, to say the least. But yes, recovery was really hard. It took me a long time, and it actually took me a long time to come to the terms with the fact that I would not be able to do what I want to do during those time frames. I still had work. I haven't taken like a full mat leave off. I've been working here and there. As you can probably tell, YouTube videos are going up. I think it's just the workaholic in me won't allow me to quit, which is good and bad. Thankfully, we had him during what we would consider like slow season for content creation. Usually like January, February, things get really quiet. There's not as much work when it comes to brands, so I really did get a chance to focus on him for the first couple of months and give him a lot of time and dedication, time for myself to heal too, which was really nice. Things are actually already really starting to pick up. We've got a lot of work on our hands for March, and the month is almost over. We've already started producing more content again for brands. We have some stuff lined up for April, and then we're finally having a wedding in June of this year. I know, it's been like 2 years and counting. I make this joke all the time with everyone that like I asked Peter for a long engagement because we wanted like 2 years in between getting engaged and then getting married. I got a really long engagement. It's been 4 years, I think, since he proposed to me. It was in 2018, January sometime. Yeah, it was back then. It is now 2022, so 4 years in the making. We're finally having our wedding. Things are starting to finally open up a little bit here in Ontario with all the restrictions that we had in place for COVID. So we're able to have our full guest list of 200. I was really stressed that we wouldn't be able to have that many people attend just because in the past there were limitations to the guest lists. But yeah, we didn't have to cut anybody out. The sad part is a lot of changes have happened to our friends. Not that like we're no longer friends with people. That's not the case at all. We've just had some friends who've like moved abroad who can't attend anymore. Friends who have babies soon leading up to the wedding and aren't going to necessarily be free or physically available to attend the wedding, which is totally okay. So you've had to kind of like change the guest list and the guest count a little bit. We've had some family members move back into the country, so we had to account for. So there were some things that we had to change here and there, but overall like wasn't too big. The weird part was that I was in like the thick of finishing wedding planning right at the beginning of January 2020, and in the process of like booking things like hair and makeup and like florals. And I mean, once the lockdown happened, I just stopped because there was no point booking things if we never even knew when we would be able to have a wedding again. So I've kind of had to ramp all that back up and pick everything back up now. So we're still in the thick of things. Our DJ, unfortunately, is no longer available for that date, so we had to book a new one. I have my makeup booked. Now I just have to finish hair. We're almost finished with florals. And the funny thing is that I found is that over the past 2 years, my vision as to how I saw my wedding playing out and the aesthetics and the design overwise has changed. I didn't think it was going to change that much, to be very honest. I didn't actually even think I was going to change anything until we started sitting down with our florist and like making decisions in regards to like the visuals, how we wanted things to look, like the overall feel of things. And I realized like I wasn't really going for that bohemian in the garden bride vibe anymore. I was gravitating more towards like very minimal, modern, elegant, and chic. So some things have definitely changed. My wedding dress has not changed, don't worry. I bought a second reception dress because the original first one that I bought, I liked it, but I didn't love it enough. And then I saw another one come out that I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed, I have to have it. So I now have 2 reception dresses. I had to pick which one I want to wear. I'm not going to show them to you guys yet just because I want you to be surprised for the wedding on the day of. And I bought a pair of shoes. Second pair of shoes. I bought one for the ceremony, which were the Manolos, and I bought a pair of Mac and Macs. I'm going to be unboxing them on here to show you guys just because I think they're too pretty to like save to the wedding. I'll see if I can use them in between for other things in the meantime. Also needed like an excuse to buy them, and I feel like the wedding was a justifiable one enough to say like, yes, I need a sparkly pair of heels that cost that much, and I'll wear it at the wedding, and then I guess any other time I can get out and wear it then too. That'll be fun. But I'll show an unboxing of those, and I'll definitely let you know if they're worthwhile to purchase, because they are quite pricey and I know everybody's like obsessed with them. They've been delayed for so long. I ordered them on Louisa Via Roma back in like November. They literally just arrived this week. They were supposed to arrive mid-Feb, got delayed till I believe beginning of March, and then delayed till mid-March. So it was like a whole month after when they were supposed to arrive that they arrived. Anyways, long story short, they are here now. I have them in my possession. I haven't opened them up yet because I was gonna wait to do like an unboxing on TikTok. So if you're not following me there, make sure you are following me on TikTok. Here's my account, and join me on some fun there, because they usually get to see some sneak peeks of unboxings and stuff before it pops onto my YouTube. But yeah, that's how wedding planning is coming along. We ended up deciding to make and print our own invitations, so that's all done. Essentially, I'm going to be putting them together this week with my cousins. Designing them was a nightmare because I had to also design them in Vietnamese as well for our family, just because we speak English and Vietnamese, and we wanted some traditional Vietnamese ones for our family to have as like keepsakes. I don't think Peter and I are giving invitations to everybody, just because invitations are expensive and weddings are expensive overall as it is already. I strongly get the sense that our generation might be one of the last ones that puts like precedence or importance on a lot of these traditional wedding aspects, because nowadays I see so many of my friends like having weddings without all the like the kerfuffle of like fancy invitations, planning all these things and like tradition. They're still having weddings, but like they're getting smaller and smaller as the years go by. I feel like by the time our kids get married, if they ever do, it's just gonna be very small and intimate. It's not gonna be this huge commercialized event anymore, which I'm actually okay with, because weddings are insanely expensive, and I don't think anybody should be spending or feel like they should be spending that much on like one day just to celebrate, when be spending that money on like a down payment for the house. Especially the way things are going in the market here in Ontario, it is almost next to impossible to buy a house, so the more money you can save, the better. But yeah, that being said, we are almost done. I just need to find hair, finish florals, and then it's just gonna be like the small stuff, like figuring out the final wedding favors to hand out, the guest book signing, like where we want to get our guest book from. I saw some really beautiful ones from Artifact Uprising, and I started designing a guest book, so I'm hoping that we can get that printed and done in the next month or so. The seating chart, final music for the wedding, and then oh, our rings. We had to finish our rings. I think Peter found the one that he liked. I have to finalize which one I like and order that in as well. There's just so much still in the limbo for the wedding. It's kind of stressing me out because it's in 2.5 months and we're not done. But I believe in myself. I know we will get there. I think I'm also just stressed too, because within about like a few days after our wedding, we're gonna have to leave to go to Italy for Camilla's wedding, and then Peter and I are also going to be in Italy for about like a month till the end of June for our own honeymoon too. So I'm in the midst of planning and finalizing our wedding, and then also the entire Italy trip. Planning 3 weeks at a time is chaotic, and then also putting down all the deposits and finishing paying off stuff for the wedding, paying off things for Italy. It's a lot in my head right now. We're also in the midst of planning like a resort getaway in August too, so it's just putting a lot in my credit card, and I'm not a fan of it right now. Not that I can't afford it, it's stressing me out knowing that I have to put that much on at once. I'm just like I'm not the biggest fan of it. Let me know if you're like that too, if you get stressed out over like doing things like this. Planning, I don't love to do at once with like multiple things going on, like the wedding, the honeymoon, and then also our August trip. Like sometimes I just wish I could break things down and have them happen one at a time. It's just a lot of the people who are involved with all the different things are different parties, and they don't have as many things as we're juggling at once, so it's easy for them to like jump back and forth and ask for stuff for us to do, and I'm like, I don't have the brain capacity for this right now. So yeah, I'm kind of like a nutcase. I'm also trying to like finalize all of these like work contracts and like complete stuff and projects, and then just like book more things and make sure I have enough content ready to go for the wedding and the month that we're gone. It's a lot riding on my shoulders right now, compounded with the fact that we're raising a newborn. It's just chaotic. I feel like I'm gonna be a stress case in the next couple of months, and I'm gonna probably have a mental breakdown at some point. It's bound to happen. I can foresee it now. I'll let you know in the next life update if I had a mental breakdown or not. That's essentially what's been going on with the wedding stuff. I'm just really hoping we can finalize things. We're going back to Ottawa this weekend to visit our families for the very first time since the last time we were there for the baby shower. We're very excited for Harrison to meet the rest of his extended family, my side and Peter's side. They have, up until this point, only seen him through FaceTime, video chats, photos, and like pictures. and I think they're really excited to see him in person. I'm just really excited to finally introduce him to the rest of the family, his great-grandparents. It's gonna be so neat. And yeah, it's just a huge celebration of him. Also, one of his cousins is celebrating her 100 days as well. So we're very, very excited. It's going to be a really fun week, I know. I'm stressed out about it right now because I'm going to be gone away from home for like a whole week and it's like no access to computer to do work. But that's just the workaholic in me. I really should just appreciate the downtime and just be like zen about it. I think what I'll end up doing is doing a lot of like wedding work stuff where I don't really require my desktop. I can do a lot of that on my laptop or like the iPad. Hopefully when I come back home I can refocus on like work stuff. It'll give me time to compartmentalize it too, because I can't do work while I'm gone, and when I'm here I always prioritize work over wedding stuff and it gets like left in the back burner, which is not great because then I just get really stressed that I have stuff to do and I'm not getting it done. So I'm gonna use that opportunity to be able to compartmentalize and do that. But that is essentially it for our life right now, I think. I know we had a house on our long-term plans for goals of things we want to buy this year. Peter and I kind of sat down and chatted through that, and we think that it's just with so much going on right now. Our wedding, we have like 5 other weddings to attend this year. It's a lot. Harrison and just like work and stuff, and our honeymoon trip. It's just gonna be too much if we put in house shopping at the same time, so we put that onto the back burner. Obviously if it happens and it somehow just like occurs, I'm not complaining. I'll be very happy if we can have our own house by the end of the year. But I think timing wise it's best for us to kind of maybe focus that on the spring of next year and to just focus on like settling down with Harrison and just completing all these other major things in our life right now. So that's to give you an update on that. We're thinking of potentially upgrading our car and getting something larger to an SUV. Now that we have installed Harrison's car seat, we've been driving around with him a lot, and just like his stroller, the car seat, and ourselves doesn't leave us with a lot of space for anything else, especially if we're planning to go back to Ottawa frequently. And my brother has moved closer to us, so if he ever wants to come back with us and Harrison and Kobe, it's just a lot. And the car does not really have space for that many people. So I know we just got our car in, I think it was like, is it like late 2020? We're already thinking of upgrading to like an SUV or something, but I don't know. I think that might just come after the house, because as you know, they say don't buy cars and like really expensive things when you're buying a house, or else you could have your mortgage rejected from the bank. So I think we'll just make do for now. I think we're fine without a bigger car. Obviously it's gonna suck because we want it to be convenient, but it just doesn't make sense financially for us to do that if we don't have a house yet. So that will be in the plans for next year, but I just want to get you guys updated and let you know that that's kind of what we've been chatting about, so that if we do change our minds and suddenly have a new car, you're not gonna be like, what the hell, Vic, where did that come from? I think that's kind of it in regards to life update. So with Harrison and like the whole breastfeeding journey and him having like a tongue tie and stuff, it was a struggle getting him to like latch on properly, and he is now really good at it. He gets frustrated though whenever the milk flow kind of like stops. To put in perspective for anybody who doesn't breastfeed or who hasn't breastfed, your milk is not like a non-stop flow the entire time when the baby is sucking on it. So when they suck, there's like milk that comes out, and eventually like it slows down. They have to keep sucking to stimulate your breast for more milk to come out, and then in between, as it's like a pause between one bunch of milk and like the next batch that comes out, it kind of like stops, and he gets really angry and frustrated at me. So he just like gets fussy, so he gets off of me, and we actually have to end up topping him off with bottle because he refuses to latch back on because he's so angry, and he just doesn't want to like calm down because he just needs milk because he's so hungry. So Peter's been topping him off, and in that process he's been like fighting me a lot whenever I'm holding him. So I ended up getting carpal tunnel on my right wrist. I have a wrist brace. I haven't been wearing it recently, but I started wearing it about like last month, and I've been working on alleviating any stress on my hands by like lifting more with my left arm. Peter's been helping a lot and lifting Harrison up too, so that I don't have to put that much work on my hands. So it's been slowly coming back, the sensations. They're not as tingling the fingertips anymore. I remember the first day it was like it settled in. I like couldn't feel anything and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, is something wrong with my hands? I thought it would go away in a couple of days. It didn't. It lasted about like a week or two, and then I had to call my doctor, and she's like, you need to get a wrist splint. You need to stop picking up things with your hands, like stop holding your baby as much. I was like, girl, like it's my baby. It's gonna be a couple of years of me holding him. So then she's like, okay, well, just like adjust your hands and like how you distribute the weight, and like maybe get somebody to help you a little bit more. So Peter's been taking on a lot more like the heavy lifting when it comes to Harrison. He's not that big. I think at most right now, the last time we weighed him, he was like 13 pounds. So he's not the biggest chonker out there, but he's starting to get a little bit hefty for me. And if I don't want permanent nerve damage, I have to make sure I'm not constantly using my hands. So it's been getting better. I have sensation back on my hands. life is great. But yeah, I think that is essentially everything that I have to update you guys on in regards to like us, myself, Harrison, wedding planning, where we're gonna be going for the next few months or so. So yeah, I'm just glad that I got a chance to catch up with you guys and to share a little bit of update as to what's been going on in our lives, because it has been a chaotic 4 months, let me tell you that. But we're finally settling in and finding our routine. And yeah, I am more in love than ever with Harrison. I'm just so impressed and like wowed by him every single day. He's amazing. He's a little bundle of joy. I love him so much. Oh, my hairs. I've been like dealing with postpartum hair loss. It's so bad right now. Like every time I grab my hair, it comes out in by like the handfuls, and I have all these little baby hairs peeking out and like all these like balding spots. I hate how it looks. I'm really hoping that by the time the wedding comes along, whoever's doing my hair is able to figure this mess out and make me look somewhat decent. We'll see. But yeah, that's it with my hair. Not the best. I don't love it because I've tied so much of my personal identity to like how my hair is and how it looks and how healthy it is. It's really strange seeing this much hair fall off from my head. Let me tell you, pregnancy and birth, wild ride. It goes beyond just giving birth to your baby. There's so much shit that happens afterwards. But yeah, thank you so much guys for tuning in and sitting with me through this kind of like chatty get ready with me life update. Let me know if you want to see more of these. I think there's going to be so many more updates and changes for us to kind of like keep you aware of over the next couple of months as things progress and things change. So much is happening in the next few months and like a lot of exciting things are coming up. So yeah, I can definitely keep you guys in the loop for that. In the meantime, stay tuned for some more vlogs. We're gonna be going back to Ottawa this weekend like I mentioned, and then I guess just some like stay-at-home like daily vlogs as well to give you kind of more insight to like what our life is like every day, because I feel like I haven't done that in a while and I want to get back in touch with you guys. But yeah, thanks for tuning in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, you guys know if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Instagram right here and on TikTok over here, and make sure you are subscribed here on YouTube. That way you get notified every single time I post up a brand new video. Besides that, I hope you guys have an amazing day and I will see you in the next video. Let me know what you guys think of this makeup. I'm usually in front of a mirror, so I think I hope I did this right. My skin's kind of peeling though, so it feels a little bit weird right now, but I'm gonna go and film some other YouTube videos. I will see you next video. Bye!